welcome back to Real Cast Fishing. Your host, Glenn, with the City of Island Fishing Field Team, COAF Field Team, on YouTube. And yours truly just gonna give you a quick update on today's trip to the Blue River, Oklahoma, where they just stocked it with some trout as of yesterday. Came to a surprise for some of us, but it was really good being able to see that they did stock the river. There was a delay. They normally stock it at the end of October, early November, beginning November. Looked like there was a slight delay, but everything's back up and running again. And, well, I do have a long, unedited, rebroadcast live stream that's going to be being posted later on tonight. Video still rendering, so I've got it late, and what I normally do is I just render it and I just run that video through, so there's going to be close to 3-4 hours of just that whole trip where I ended up living out on the Blue River. Okay, but for this one, I wanted to just give you guys a heads up as to what worked today, and I'll repeat that again tonight when I'm going through the rebroadcast in case anyone's got any questions. I'll be moderating the chat and whatnot. So, in fact, here, let's go ahead and say howdy on the chat here. Howdy. Howdy. Okay, it looks like we got a question coming in. All right. Let's see. Was you at the... Yes, I was at the Blue River today, and I'll be posting that later on tonight once I get the video rendered of that whole trip. I just turned the GoPro on and just let it run, and I just got to render it, and then I'll be posting it later on this evening. Let's see, but I wanted to hold this quick impromptu session just to let you know what worked today. So here are the flies that I used, and you'll see that again in the video, and I'll explain what I did as well. So this first one, where I was getting them on, was a, right here, olive near deer, but I call it the Mardi Gras near deer because there's some little fancy greenery stuff that I picked up, some chenille that had this kind of green flavor to it that I liked. Reminded me of Mardi Gras, but unfortunately I broke off a piece of the hook here, and I was wondering why I kept losing some fish. I was like bringing them in, next thing you know I've got a solid hook set, and then they're getting off. So hey, I needed to go and make sure I checked this, make sure it doesn't break off next time. But anyways, that worked, and then I decided to go and switch over to a squirmy worm right here, and I was fishing both of these under a strike indicator, 3 to 4 foot under the indicator, and this one worked well. And then things kind of died down a little bit, and I went down river to the island close to, or downriver from Hughes Crossing. I initially fished the rock that's just upriver from Hughes Crossing, the low water crossing. And what was different about this one, this is a similar fly that I used at the lower Illinois River for trout as well. Limited out there. Bear with me, I still got some of this line on there. Okay, well, we'll just leave it there. The only thing I did different was I left it as 2 different fly colors or squirmy worm colors, and then I put a little collar here right behind the bead eye. See right there? Okay. All right, so that worked, and then things kind of slowed down again. So I went further down river, and it took me a little bit, but I did finally get some hookups on, again, the olive near deer or Mardi Gras near deer, and then the Guadalupana right here. Okay, and the theme of the day was olive. Things that had an olive flavor to it, that is what they were striking. And initially, you would just kind of let it do a dead drift, and they would hit, and then later on, a little twitchy twitch would get them going. From a strike indicator standpoint, I was using one of these babies, a little cork strike indicator. Ooh. All right, bear with me. A little cork strike indicator that has this little rubber gasket right there, and that is what helps it stay in place. And I was using basically this base, I'd say 1/2 inch right there, 1/2 inch. Yeah, so it was basically the smallest size strike indicator that I needed to keep the fly at the level I wanted. In this case, 3 to 4 feet. Okay. When I did go down river, fishing by the island, had to increase the indicator depth, so let's see, I dropped it to 4 feet and got some consistent hookups there. But again, it was the Guadalupana. It's a pared down version of the original Guadalupana that's used on the Guadalupe River, made famous by Lefty Chavez. Lefty Chavez? Yeah. And then I went and put this fly on again, but this time with the correct hook, and I was doing good. But I also made the mistake of putting this same fly on with that broken hook, and I lost like 3-4 in a row. You'll probably see that in tonight's rebroadcast of the unedited full-length version of today's trip. All right, so I call it the mobile fishing live stream. I'll be out on the river, and basically it starts around 7:30 in the morning, and I end around noon, I think it was. Let's see. The other thing that I noticed was, let's see, once I looked around for another one of those Mardi Gras near deer, but I didn't find it. But I did get another pattern that's a cross between the Guadalupana and the near deer. Okay, and again, the theme was green. Okay, all right, Jonathan. Okay, cool. I guess you were out on the river also. I've got this rebroadcast. It's going to be out there for later on tonight. It's still rendering. It says it's still got about 3 hours to go, so it's going to be a while before I get it posted. But what I like doing is I'll go out, go fishing, and put it on my GoPro, and then I'll repost it that evening. And hopefully you'll see some of the things that I did that might help for you. All right, Carlos Cross Bass Angler. Howdy, howdy. And just a heads up, it's a 4-hour long live stream, so it may be a little boring at times, but hey, there's some good stuff in there. I had a real fun time out there. Even though the trout stocking was delayed this year, the trout are there, and I did get one nice size one that I've already got them in the freezer, or correction, the fridge. I butterflied them, and I put a little salt, pepper, garlic powder, and some habaneros chopped up to make it a little spicy. And yeah, that's what we're going to go for today. I did meet up with a couple of folks. Pat, who was just tearing them up over there by the island using one of those Egan poachers. Okay. And it was an olive color, but he did give me one in purple right here. Look at this. And that one, I would catch one. He would probably have at least 10 on the line, if not already released, while I caught the one. And it was just a dead drifting it through with an occasional twitch. And this is the one that was just a really killer today. Okay, I did stop by Scotty's Blue River One Stop. They've got the whole range of flies that work on the Blue River. Today, I'm just saying, green was, or olive green was the pattern that was working for me, other than I did have some pretty good hits on the squirmy worm right there. Okay, and this one I made up, just decided to try something different, a variant of what was working over there at Gore, Oklahoma, when I fished it earlier this past year for some trout, because it is a year-round fishery. Sometimes you get that trout bug, you know. All right, so Jonathan, how did you do out there? You able to limit out? I know it's only 3 trout this well, at least in Oklahoma now, but they do have some nice ones this time, and I suspect there'll be some bigger ones as well. Anyhow, I just wanted to get the word out tonight. About 10:30, I'll be reposting the rebroadcast. Nothing. Oh man. Wow, bummer. What were you using? I brought fly fishing gear, but I also bring ultralight bait casting gear, some bait finesse stuff, and I did see some folks catching them. It looked like it was Super Dupers that they were using, and I've got a bunch of Super Dupers as well as other ultralight lures that I like using as well. And then I guess you saw me there, so I guess you were working the used crossing, low water crossing area. There's some certain spots you want to look for. Put on your polarized glasses and look in the water as well. That'll give you a heads up where some of them are lurking. So keep that in your back pocket as well. Okay, let's see. Other than that, do stay tuned. I'll be back tonight in the behind the scenes moderating, but I'll definitely answer any questions, and I'll definitely get well, you'll be able to see what I did. And from our motto of our channel, learn to fish by our trials and errors, and that's the intent of these things, okay, or at least these videos. All right, let's see, red zebra midge, yellow mop, let's see, beadhead hares here. Oh man, those are all very good ones. Yeah, I tried a mop fly, didn't get anything. They didn't want it. It really was something with an olive or greenish color to it. I did get some good hits with the squirmy worm initially, but then it kind of tailed off, and then everything just went to that greenish theme. And then again, if this one in green was a killer for one of the individuals out there. All right. Okay. All for now. Till next time, we'll catch y'all later, and good luck and good fishing.